What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Cryptid Saturday, and in today's Cryptid Saturday, we are going to go over the Cryptids of Minnesota. So Minnesota has some fun ones, it's got some familiar ones, it's got some that has some kind of deep lore and some interesting facts, so let's go ahead and hop into this article. Alright guys, like I always like to say, I don't own the rights to these articles, I just use them to pass along information. This particular article is coming from tcagenda.com. Please go there and show them some love. This is Minnesota's creepiest legends. Hairy Man of Vergas Trails. The legend of the Hairy Man makes you think twice before venturing out deep into the woods. The eerie twists and turns of the Vargas Forest Trails and tales of the Hairy Man even caught the attention of sci-fi show Haunted Highway, which traveled to Minnesota for their own investigation. Aggressive and thought to be the cause of many strange animal attacks, each witness describes the hairy man as a 7 or 8 foot tall humanoid with shaggy long hair and odd musky odor, and always barefoot, which is notably an unnatural sight in the frigid north winters. One resident recalls their clash with the hairy man. As she was snowmobiling through the trails, the enormous Bigfoot jumped out, brandishing a large stick. Another witness recounts his frightening encounter with the hairy man, charged out of the woods and pounded huge dents into the hood of his car. Additional evidence surfaced when a local resident discovered a skull with bizarre non-human features. The nasal cavity bone was missing, the eye sockets were quite small, and there wasn't enough room in the skull cavity to hold a large human brain. While the skull hasn't been significantly studied, it remains a curious discovery. The only way to find the truth may be to trek into the dark woods of the Vergas Trails yourself and search for the hairy man. Okay, so one, if you're not studying the skull, it's probably not a unidentified thing. It's probably a human skull with some type of disease, maybe, would be my best guess on that one. Two, the girl probably saw a hillbilly with a stick. The guy probably got his hood smashed in by like a bear. This one is very easy to come up with a lot of, what ifs, this could be kind of things. So I don't really want to give this one too much credit as being a Bigfoot per se, because it seems more like there's other things at foot here that aren't exactly Bigfoot-esque, if that makes sense. I mean, okay, somebody not wearing shoes in the winter is kind of odd, but like that's not odd enough, I think, to call it Bigfoot. So, I don't know. But hey, you know what? Let me know what you guys think. The Wendigo. I hope I never cross paths with a Wendigo. Originating from Native American legend, Wendigo means an evil spirit that devours mankind, or as a German explorer translated to mean cannibal. The Wendigo roams the upper regions of Minnesota with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. This supernatural creature stands 15 feet tall, severely thin and gaunt with glowing eyes, long yellow fangs, an overly long tongue, and matted hair. The Wendigo's sallow yellow and ash-gray skin emits a sour odor of decay. According to legend, a Wendigo is created when someone resorts to cannibalism. In the bitter north winters, many settlers stranded by severe weather would resort to cannibalism, creating the Wendigo. A Wendigo is also said to be capable of possessing humans, resulting in several documented cases of cannibalism where men consumed their own families even when there were food supplies near. From the 1800s to the 1920s, reported sightings of the Wendigo occurred in Roseau, Minnesota. After each sighting, an unexpected death followed. Never satiated, the Wendigo will wander searching for its next meal. Wendigos are fun. They're not really based off of any one creature that would, from the natural world, that you would say, okay, this is the basis of a Wendigo. What they are is they're kind of based off of like our own fears of cannibalism. Like humans have a very strange relationship with cannibals. And cannibalism in itself. We consider that to be like the biggest taboo, to eat another human. Granted, not all of us think that way. Obviously, there's headhunters in the, jungles and things like that. But like when you're trapped somewhere and it's cold and that is your last resort to survive, it does things to your brain. Like eating another human for us isn't something that we can like handle rationally very well. And when you topple that with like being trapped somewhere in the cold for long periods of time, that messes with your head. That's what winter depression is for people in the modern age. They can't get out and do things and get escape, so that everything just starts driving them crazy till they eventually go mad. And that I think is where like this myth of the Wendigo has come from. It's kind of just spread out from our natural fear of like the cannibalism side and being stranded and being alone. And yeah, I think it's something we've made up, and it's also like more of a warning to avoid this action at all costs, if that makes sense. So I don't know though. Let me know what you guys think down below. Lake Pepin. Lurking beneath the waters of Lake Pepin is said to be home to the giant serpent Pepe. Sightings of Pepe stretch back to the 1800s when both Native Americans and white settlers were frightened of the monsters submerged in the waves. Lake Pepin bodies an eerie similarity to Scotland's famous Loch Ness. Both bodies of water are approximately 2 miles wide and 22 miles long, surrounded by rocky bluffs. Though, while Loch Ness reaches depths of over 700 feet, Lake Pepin only reaches around 60 feet at its deepest point, seemingly deep enough to conceal a lake monster. Sightings describe Pepe ranging from 8 feet to 200 feet, and when rising out of the water, as large as an elephant or rhinoceros. At one point, a local of the town of Lake City offered a $50,000 reward for anyone who could uncover evidence of Pepe from the murky waters. However, eyewitness accounts remain the only evidence. Minnesota is home to over 10,000 lakes. There's bound to be something lurking in one of them. Okay, so once again, lake monsters are fun, and they're fun for a reason. In the water, it's hard to say that there isn't something there. Like, I do believe some of these people have seen something. I don't believe they saw a elephant or rhino-sized object or thing come out of this lake, but like your eyes play trick on you. All it takes is like a tree coming back after being submerged, because that does happen, and there's your giant tail. Fish or a bird or a snake or something like that, even a sticks like going against the current just the right way will make things look extremely long. So it's really hard to say that they didn't see anything. Obviously, I don't think they saw a lizard, like a giant lizard. That's kind of a stretch out there, but like a larger than life fish or something like that, 100% within the realm of possibility, in my opinion. That being said, if there is a giant lake monster out there, there's a $50,000 reward. So how somebody isn't just out there actively trying to find this thing is probably unlikely. There's definitely somebody out there who's just hobbyist to go out and look for this thing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, please. Okay, guys. But there you have it. There were only 3 of them, so it was kind of a short list, but there are some cryptids of Minnesota. Please let me know if you guys have seen, heard of, or had any form of your own interactions with any of these types of creatures. I would really like to know in the comments down below, as well as if there's anything you would like for me to do a more in-depth dive on. I would like to start doing that, so please let me know in the comments down below as well. As well as please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on those notification bells so you never miss another video from me, as well as follow me on all my social medias, which are going to be coming up after this. So without further ado, guys, I will see you next Saturday for Cryptid Saturdays.